Hey everybody, it's Carey Conley. I can't tell if I'm live right now or not. If I am live and you guys can see me, because I pushed two buttons at the same time, give me a thumbs up. And if I don't see it, then I'm going to go off here and come back on. So happy Monday. I hope that I'm coming on live. You know, technology is such a fun thing for me. Thank you, Abigail. How are you? Appreciate you giving me the hi, I'm watching. So I am live. Thank you very much. And I want to shout out to everybody and thank you for following me over to my business page. We are slowly but surely working to get everybody used to me posting more there than on my personal page. So I appreciate that. And I'm trying to see if I can find myself live on here. Hold, please, so that I can still share it out on my personal page, because I'm afraid that a lot of people are not going to know to find me here. So, okay, here we go. Hold on 1 second. All right. Okay, so thank you guys for hopping on. It's Monday night at 5 o'clock, and this is my favorite time to find all my favorite people. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Carey Conley, and I'm an author and a speaker and a vision expert. I really focus my entire life on helping other people learn why they exist. What's their vision? What's their purpose? Because what I find is that most people of all walks of life, all ages, all backgrounds, all sorts of journeys, what they have is kind of wishy-washy. And it's trickling down into their life and into their careers and in their businesses, and it's just not working. So that's my mission. Hey, Angel Tessie. So I'm come on every Monday, and I'm making this official now that every Monday at 5 o'clock I will be here to do a little training, do some sort of topic that's at top of mind for me. And today it's all about the 5 truths that I want you guys to start believing right now. So I'm coming to you to give you some encouragement, because we all could use it. And I'm going to tell you something, little side note. I don't know that I've ever said this publicly. I think I have, but I know that I've shared it with a lot of my clients. Anytime I feel anxious, unfocused, doubtful, I know that I'm about to share a message that's going to change somebody's life. And it's not my message, you guys. I'm just the conduit of it. And today was one of those days. I woke up this morning feeling so filled with anxiety and feeling completely overwhelmed, and we shut down left and right. Technology wasn't working. I mean, it was all over the place. And what I've learned, you guys, is instead of curling up into a ball, which is so tempting, is that means I'm about to go up. It means I'm about to take a leap and I'm about to help somebody. So I hope that you guys take that and know that if you have days like that, it means that you are about to do something awesome. And it's not time to curl up into a ball, all right? So take that for, whatever it's worth. It's not my topic tonight, but I wanted to share it with you because it's important for you to know that. You just have to have a whole different perspective, you guys, on how you're feeling, all right? So use it and share this out, you guys. It may not be you that needs to hear this message tonight, but sharing is caring. And you may be sharing something that somebody needed to hear today. So I appreciate all the shares and hopping on with me every Monday. So my topic this month is about stories, you guys. And what I mean by stories is that we've got some things going on inside our head that we believe to be true. And the sad part is that most of those stories are big fat lies. They got there from one of two ways. Either they got there because you heard them your whole life, or it got there because of something traumatic, emotional, scarred you to the core. And now you have believed it to be your reality. And so that's what I mean by stories. And so tonight what I want to do, you guys, is help you flip around some of the 5 biggest stories that I hear people say, or what I know is going on inside their mind, because I've been doing this coaching thing and speaking thing for a very long time. I've had a lot of experiences personally. I've had a lot of my own stories I've had to overcome, and I'm going to share some of those with you tonight. And I've walked a lot of people through this process, all right? So these are 5 biggies that I hope will encourage you today. And I hope, number 1, that you first and foremost believe that if you don't believe this to be true for you, that it doesn't apply to you, that you have special circumstances, and so none of this matters. That is story number one because I was that person. You guys, when I first learned about stories and about what was going on inside the brain and what do we say when we talk to ourselves, I didn't listen to any of it for so long. And the reason I didn't was because I had a story that it applied to everybody else but not to me. And that came from a lot of different places, but mostly what I believed growing up. That all of those things work for other people, but this is how it works for us. And so I would hear those messages, and before it would even get into my head or into my heart so that I could work at it, I stopped it right here because my brain would discount it and say, that doesn't apply to us. And so the first thing I want you guys to know is you've got to open up your mind, you guys. If you're already thinking, oh yeah, I've heard all these things before and it doesn't apply to me because I'm special and I have special circumstances and I've tried all those things and it doesn't work, I want you to know that that's story number one to get rid of, okay? And that's not even in the 5. I'm just telling you that so that you'll hear me out, keep sharing me out, and keep listening to the end. All right, so here's story number 1. Story number 1 is you are not your story. And this is stemming from a book that my daughter and I are writing right now about our story. I think most of you know this, and if you don't know this, that we have had a lot of loss in the past 5 years. We've lost both my husband and my son to suicide since July of 2014. And what we started writing in chapter number 1 is that we found out that we soon became the story. We became the topic of conversation. We became a really tragic thing. And so instead of people seeing us as the people we are, we started being seen as the story. And a danger zone you can get into, you guys, is that you can start believing that you are the tragedy, that you are the victim, that you are the one that's been hurt, and that this is how it's going to be for the rest of our lives, right? And I have to tell you that I want you to know that you have a choice right here to either believe the story and be the story or to use the story for good. The reason we're writing this book, you guys, is not to tell our sob story to people. The reason we're writing it is because we want to share messages that we learned along the way to help you apply it to your own life and get through it. We want everybody to know that you can get through a major adversity and use it for good because we do believe that God has the perfect plan. As hard as it is to believe, especially in our situation, that we are meant to be used as a catalyst for change and a light for hope. And so the first thing I want you guys to do is change the story of I am the story, this is what happened to me, this is why I am the way I am, into saying instead, I'm a catalyst for change and a light of hope. Use it for good, you guys. All right? And I'm giving you affirmations, by the way, if you're not picking up on what I'm doing. All right, story number 2. You are the personality everybody wants and expects to see. When I go through a lot of things in my life, you guys, because I'm a coach and because I have worked with a lot of people and I speak a lot, I tend to go within. And I go within, and what I do is I do a lot of studying around the topic. And I have learned a lot since last summer. I got turned on to what's called the Enneagram test. And I'm only doing a nanosecond on this because it's just one aspect of where I've learned this from, is that we all at certain stages of our life have slipped on personalities based on what everybody else in our culture expected us to become. And this is pretty deep stuff, and I'm going to actually do a couple of retreats this year, you guys, where I'm going to dive deeper into this because it's huge in my mind. Most of us don't realize that we have this personality that we took on and how it's ruling our life and how we can actually use that personality and still get to the core of the purposed person we are supposed to be. Because what I believe, you guys, truth that I want you to believe, is that you are uniquely purposed to carry out one mission that you were sent here to accomplish, and you are the only one who can carry it out. All right? So become aware, you guys, and if you don't know about the Enneagram test, it's fascinating. It's spelled Enneagram, the Enneagram test. There's a quick little 8-minute test you can do for free. It's fascinating stuff, and like I said, I'm going to go a lot deeper into it in some of the retreats I'm starting to do, as well as some of the other studying I've done, but I'm just pointing to one thing around understanding that we sometimes take on roles that were passed down to us from other people and from our culture that is hiding the purpose of what we really want to become. All right. So affirmation number 2, I am uniquely purposed and perfect as I am right now. Okay. Number 3, you are not bound by your circumstances. A lot of people use the circumstances as stories. Circumstances being time and money are the 2 biggies. I can't do this right now because I don't have the time. I can't do this right now because I don't have the money. I can't do this right now because circumstantially, my family is not set up for it. I don't have the support. We're way too busy right now. I'm going to have to wait till later. My background, my education, the lack of education, on and on and on the circumstances go, right? And I want you guys to know something is that you are 1000% equipped in this very moment that I'm talking to you now to carry out the mission. No matter what the circumstances are, you guys, you are equipped. And the reason I know that is because if I didn't believe that, there is no way I could keep delivering this message to you right now. If I believed that I was too busy, that my circumstances were too big, that I was the story, I was the tragedy, that I'm not the person that I think I am, and that I've been purposed to be for all of you and for the people to come, then there's no way I could keep doing what I'm doing, you guys. The problem is that it's an energy thing, and this is, again, a much deeper, higher level topic. Is that there are energy levels that we resonate on, you guys. And when you stay inside your circumstances and keep claiming all the circumstances instead of saying, I am fully equipped, I am perfect as I am, and I can do this, and I'm going to take the leap and jump into that energy and wait for the energy to equip me, we get kind of bound in that story. So what I want you guys to know, the encouragement I'm giving you here, is that the energy is already there. All you have to do is make a choice to jump into it and wait for it to show up and equip you. All right? So your affirmation number 3 is I am fully equipped and more than I can see in my circumstances right now. Obviously, I wrote a lot of notes because I had so much I wanted to tell you guys today. Okay, truth number 4. The lie for a lot of people is that they are not worthy. That they look around and they think that everybody else has a better circumstance, they are better people, they haven't made the mistakes we've made, and so other people are more worthy than we are worthy. And you guys, everybody has a story. Everyone has a story. This is another chapter in the book my daughter and I are writing in the book that's going to come out this fall, is that, before Laurel and I had our story happen, we had a hard time understanding the level to the degree that other people had stories going on because we hadn't had it. And once we had our own story happen, our own circumstance happen, we started seeing around us that everybody has a story. We're all on the same playing field, you guys. The problem is right now we've got a world that makes it look like we're all separate, and that some people are special, and some people have it all going on, and some people have it all figured out, and some people have special superhuman powers, and that is not true. You right now, you guys, have everything in you, and you are worthy of everything that you are purposed to do. And again, if I didn't think that this was a story, especially with my own circumstance, I would not be able to deliver this message to you right now. So you have a mission to complete, you guys, and here's an affirmation I want you to work on. And this comes from a new friend of mine, Zach Mercurio, who wrote the book, The Invisible Leader, on purpose. It's amazing. He asks people to fill in the sentence, I exist to ... You are here, and you are existing, you guys, to create a result for somebody else and for the world. So start working on figuring that out. All right. Last one is that a lot of people believe that the price to pay for really living in their purpose and living in the truth that is meant for them is that the price they have to pay is too big. Whether it's moving away from relationships they're in, maybe it's moving away from the personality they're in and becoming all that they are meant to become. Maybe it's actually a physical price, like they've got to invest in themselves to go up and to learn and to make those changes. And so what we do, you guys, is we hold on to those things because we think that we have to give up to go up. And what I'm saying to you guys is when you open up your fists and you are open to receiving, you get everything you have right now that is the blessings in our life and 100 times more. I think so many people think I've got to give up this to go up. And yes, sometimes you do have to make some changes. But the good things, you guys, only get better. When you're willing to let go and let those things 10x itself, it's all on the other side of the fear, and it's leaping to go up, you guys. I hope that makes sense to you. So your affirmation here is that I want you to understand that you're willing, that I want you to say, I am willing to give up, to go up, and receive the abundance tenfold. So I just was here, you guys, to tell you that there's some truths that are happening right now in your world. If you're, number one, open to receiving it, which is the first thing I said when I started, is that a lot of times we just don't even hear it because we think it's not meant for us. And I do know it's meant for you and it's meant for everybody, and I hope you will share this out. Even if you watch the replay, please let me know you watched the replay, because I would love to know that you were here and you got this message and you heard the truths and you're applying them to your life, and that you're sharing it out. And as I mentioned a couple of times, you guys, I am getting ready to do a mastermind kicking off on May 7th. You can look that up at the SAM course. It's for basic entrepreneurial skill building. And I'm getting ready to announce some really deep dive retreats where you can come away with me for 3 days and really work on this stuff and come out a completely different person. So let me know you were here. Thanks for watching me here on the business page. I hope that it showed up on my personal page. Again, we're moving some things around to kind of follow Facebook rules. So thanks, you guys. Have a great Monday night, and I appreciate each and every one of you.